Urgent! Niners fan! Look at what just happened! Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Niners news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. NFL Insider reports 49ers are among teams most interested in trading their first-round pick. The 49ers are paying the price for the Trey Lance trade and several misses in 2022 and 2023, leading to an apparent desire to move back in the 2025 NFL Draft. In 2021, the 49ers made a now infamous trade-up in the NFL Draft. With the 2025 Draft now just 3 days away, they are reportedly very keen on making a move in the other direction. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported on Monday that the 49ers are among a host of teams aiming to move back in the first round. Schefter wrote, on the other side of things, the Steelers, number 21, are among the teams interested in moving back from their first-round slot. That list also includes the Jaguars 5, Panthers 8, 49ers 11, Falcons 15, Seahawks 18, Buccaneers 19, and Vikings 24, who currently have 4 picks, the fewest any team. That the 49ers are looking to drop back from 11 is no surprise. San Francisco already has 11 picks in the draft, but with holes to fill on both sides of the trenches and issues in other areas, such as at linebacker and in the secondary, it makes sense for the 49ers to want as many lottery tickets as possible. In arguably the most important draft of the Kyle Shanahan-John Lynch era, as Schefter adds, though, there is a problem. There has been, however, a lack of teams willing to trade up, at least so far. Denver is one of those the Broncos have made inquiries about moving up in round 1, according to sources. But there aren't many others. This always could change when players start falling and teams are on the clock. While there is plenty of talent in this class, it's not a draft where there are many prospects teams will view as being worthy of a trade-up. With a dearth of exciting potential, starting quarterback's a problem for any team looking to move back. The 49ers have, in essence, paid the price for the Trey Lance trade and for missing on so many picks in the subsequent years in which they did not have a first-round selection. Theirs is a top-heavy roster in need of another infusion of both starters and depth at several positions following a promising 2024 draft. That will be the motivation behind their desire to trade back and acquire more ammunition to move up and down the board in the later rounds. But it's seemingly the wrong year for the 49ers to have that goal. Shanahan and Lynch will be hoping that, come draft night, some willing partners are ringing their phone. Pausing this news just to say that, if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Niners news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks, now let's get back to the news. 49ers named top trade suitor for Cowboys' new signing. Former number 3 overall pick in March of 2025, the Dallas Cowboys signed veteran pass rusher Dante Fowler Jr. to a 1-year, $8 million contract. The move came as the Cowboys, under new defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, looked to bolster their defensive front, with Fowler presumably expected to be a key contributor. One analyst thinks Fowler could wind up being a trade chip, however, and named the San Francisco 49ers as a top potential suitor, noting the Niners ranked near the bottom of the NFL in edge rusher pressures last year and could use Fowler in a situational role. Pro Football Network's Sterling Sy listed Fowler as the Cowboys' top trade candidate. With young edge rushers Sam Williams and Marshawn Nealon behind him, it wouldn't be surprising to see Fowler fall back into his usual designated pass rusher role, Z wrote on April 18th. While the Cowboys could use help there, it's easy to imagine Fowler becoming a tradable asset if Dallas gets development from its young pass rushers and potentially adds to the position group in the draft. Is Fowler a player San Francisco might take a flyer on if he becomes available? Let's discuss a look at Fowler's career. So far, Fowler Jr.'s NFL journey began when the Jacksonville Jaguars selected him 3rd overall in the 2015 NFL Draft. Unfortunately, his rookie season was derailed by an ACL tear during his first minicamp. He returned the following year, finishing with 4 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 6 tackles for loss in his debut season. Fowler's best year came in 2019 with the Los Angeles Rams, where he recorded career highs in sacks 11, 5 tackles 58, TFLs 16, and QB hits 16. Subsequent stints with the Atlanta Falcons and Cowboys saw him utilized primarily as a rotational edge rusher. In 2024, Fowler signed with the Washington Commanders, reuniting with former Cowboys DC Dan Quinn. He delivered a standout season, netting 10 5 sacks, 38 tackles, and a 67-yard interception return for a touchdown. Considering he's coming off one of the best seasons of his 9-year career, it seems odd that the Cowboys would trade him, but let's play along with Z's scenario. If the Cowboys do use him as a trade chip, should San Francisco bite? If Dante Fowler Jr. becomes available via trade, should 49ers be interested? The 49ers, having rehired Robert Saleh as their defensive coordinator, are looking to revamp a defense that struggled mightily in 2024. Fowler's skill set aligns well with Saleh's aggressive 4-3 scheme, particularly in the strong side linebacker role, which requires a dominant pass rusher. Thus, he'd be a solid scheme fit. Additionally, Fowler's 1-year deal is a plus in that it would give the Cowboys flexibility to explore trade options that could yield future draft capital. For the 49ers, adding Fowler would address their need for a dynamic edge rusher opposite Nick Bosa. Fowler's experience and proven production could provide a boost to a defense aiming to return to its former dominance under Saleh. There's no doubt he could be a valuable asset. With a $10.5 million deal, he'd also be an affordable option at pass rusher. The primary question is whether the Cowboys view him the way Z believes they might. If so, he'd be an intriguing option. If Dallas drafts another defensive lineman, it may be a situation worth monitoring. Stay tuned. 49ers fans worrying about Major George Kittle. Problem: there's no doubt San Francisco 49ers tight end. George Kittle has lived up to the expectations he shouldered after inking a 5-year contract extension back in 2021. Especially in the past 2 seasons, Kittle delivered in a big way for the Niners. He tallied over 1,000 yards in both campaigns with a combined 143 catches and 14 touchdowns. Kyle Shanahan's offense utilizes a number of potent weapons, but Kittle has continuously set the standard for this group. However, the continuation of that success depends on how his team approaches the coming months. Kittle enters the final year of his deal this season, though there is no timetable for his next deal with the team. Looking at the big picture for the Niners, quarterback Brock Purdy's extension has become priority number 1. At the same time, the team moved off wide receiver Deebo Samuel earlier this offseason, trading him to the Washington Commanders. The team hinted at similar intentions with Brandon Ayuk weeks ago as well. San Francisco's goal of maintaining talent while getting cheaper and younger raises at least some conflict of strategy when it comes to Kittle. Do they entrust what will likely be at least 4 more years of significant cap space or risk losing him to another suitor in free agency? We've already talked about it, Niners general manager John Lynch said back in February. We want George to retire a Niner. He's one of those guys. He's a Niner through and through, and so we want that to become a reality. I think the only thing on that is timing, and that's no different from what I've told George and his agent. So, there are some other things that we're focused on, and George is certainly there. But I think that's something we want to all see become a reality, including George. But now, Niners have earning the right to be skeptical, or even to worry. Thinking practically, the clear choice is to extend him, assuming the hope is to compete. In the coming years, the Niners have some lasting infrastructure that should help them toward that goal, though the setback of a 4th-place NFC West finish last season cannot be denied. So maybe the Niners can pull off the major roster-building gymnastics to make Kittle a part of this transition period for the team. At the end of the day, the future Hall of Fame tight end has the feel of a franchise, a career Niner. Contract. Disputes would be an unfortunate way to see that tenure come to a close. 49ers go old school with power move and massive proposed draft day trade. It actually wouldn't cost the Niners much at all to do this. The 49ers are no strangers to trading up in the NFL draft, and one trade-heavy mock has them doing just that to land a defensive standout. The mass exodus of talent the San Francisco 49ers experienced earlier this offseason suggests they'll need more than just the 11 current picks they have in the 2025 NFL draft to adequately plug holes left on their roster. That might prompt some to think general manager John Lynch would entertain a trade down, although the actual hopes for doing so might be more difficult than the mere suggestion. But, in light of this year's draft lacking true blue-chip talent, combined with the fact pure depth is a strength, what if Lynch and co. opted to trade up to grab someone they felt was a must-have prospect, especially if it wasn't too costly? That's what Sports Illustrated's Matt Verderame proposed in a 32 traded pick mock draft. 49ers grabbed Jalen Walker by trading up to no. 9 overall in NFL draft with what could be an early run on quarterbacks, the handful of non-quarterbacking blue-chip prospects available may ultimately be pushed down toward the Niners' top pick in round 1, number 11 overall. In Verderam's mock, the prospect San Francisco truly wants is Georgia edge Jalen Walker, someone who could double as a linebacker or pass-rushing defensive end. But to ensure Walker doesn't get swiped by the 10th overall drafting Chicago Bears, the 49ers leapfrog in a deal with the number 9 drafting New Orleans Saints, sending off the 11th and 113th overall picks in exchange. From Verderame, the Niners are overhauling their roster to a large degree, and they could take a big swing with Walker. Moving up 2 spots with the Saints, San Francisco gets a player in Walker who could either be an off-ball linebacker or an edge rusher, depending on the perspective. Of the coaching staff, the trade itself is relatively cheap, a pick outside the top 100 to ensure Walker winds up being the pick. Plus, the Niners have a bona fide need to land an edge rusher who can pair with the all-pro Nick Bosa, especially after dismissing veteran defensive end Leonard Floyd as part of their offseason cash-saving measures. Additionally, a flexible defensive piece would give coordinator Robert Saleh a unique commodity who'd be able to plug in right away with that side of the ball. Granted, it'd be anyone's guess if San Francisco is thinking in such a manner, and Walker could end up slipping to the 49ers at number 11 overall anyway, but in a trade-filled mock, the Niners executing such a move would make plenty of sense. Adam Schefter, 49ers want to trade down in round 1 of NFL Draft. I love this idea. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the 49ers would like to trade down in round 1 of the NFL Draft. Last week, there were reports that the 49ers had made phone calls to teams picking in the top 6 about potentially trading up. This report makes more sense. The 49ers are rebuilding. They're not one player away from contending for a Super Bowl this year, and this draft doesn't have many generational blue-chip prospects. Abdul Carter might be the only one, and the 49ers probably won't be able to trade up for him, so trade down and get more picks. According to Schefter, the 49ers aren't the only team looking to trade down in round 1. The other teams are the Jaguars pick number 5, Panthers 8, Falcons 15, Seahawks 18, Buccaneers 19, Steelers 21, and Vikings 24. All of them would like to move down from their respective spots. Unfortunately for the 49ers and those teams, only the Broncos seem interested in trading up. They currently have the 20th pick and have made calls to teams picking ahead of them about potentially moving up, according to Schefter. Denver should call the 49ers and offer them their first-round pick 20 and second-round pick 51 to the 49ers for the 11th pick. And the 49ers should accept that deal. Maybe they could get Denver to throw in a 6th-rounder too. If the 49ers trade down with Denver, suddenly they would have 5 picks in the top 100, and the player they take with Denver's pick might be the same player they would take with the 11th pick, particularly if they're targeting Oregon's Derek Harmon or Texas A&M's Shamar Stewart. And now, Niners fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Niners. He'll be back any moment with more Niners news